Hey everybody, how's it going? Jake here, and if you saw my thumbnail, you should know that I have a lot of stuff to show off. It's been very busy in my neck of the woods, so I haven't really been able to do these weekly update videos like I'd like to do. And I have a lot of stuff. I don't even know which one to start out with. The stack. I'll show off this stack first. I won't show you everything that's in it. I'll show you just how big this meaty boy is. It's like a Scooby Doo sandwich of stacks right here. This is probably 25 ish movies, somewhere around there. Stuff that I got, Black Friday sales, movie studios sent to me, that type of fun stuff. So I'll dig into that stack last. What I want to dig into first is probably the beefy box sets that I got. That's probably what you saw in the thumbnail anyway. So let's just get to it. I'm live right now on YouTube and on TikTok. And yes, Mr. Mayfield Madness, that is a nice stack. I 1000% agree. Over here on YouTube, we got Tim Talks Talkies. How's it going, man? We have Van Gool. Hello. I feel better with my Black Friday now. Not all that was Black Friday. I did not go super crazy. I did just go super crazy on the Kino sale, the Kino Winter Wonderland sale. I don't have a lot of Kino Lorber titles in my collection, so I wanted to change that. Call me a noob with them. I had no idea that I always didn't like the way that the uniformity looked on Kino Lorbers with just like the white text and the black fonts. I didn't know on the other side of the slipcover it had like the movie font, like the movie title screen on there. What? That completely changed things for me, and I think I bought like 12, 13 titles off that sale. So a video will come as soon as I get that stuff. I got a couple things that were sold out, so it won't get to me till late, but I'm okay with that. You're watching Commando right now. I have the Blu-ray Steelbook, and I still haven't seen it. I've heard it's phenomenal though. Sub Steelbook obsessed. It's been a while, but God, the Scott Pilgrim anime was so good. I'm halfway through it. Like I said, this month has been super busy, but I've liked what I watched so far. I like the twist. I like the twist that's on it. I'm not going to ruin anything for people that haven't seen it, but it's a good. Hey, David. How's it going? And how's it going, Jack? Okay, let's start digging into some of these beefy box sets. First one, I filmed an unboxing for this today, and I was kind of in awe just because of how nice this set is, of how much is in this set, and it's so thin. This is the Titanic 25th anniversary collector's edition set. And I wasn't 1000% sure this was being sent to me. They kind of just slid it in, and I was okay with that. Absolutely, because this thing is great. Number one, I'll have an unboxing video, a proper unboxing video of this sucker, like in a few days once I edit it and everything. But I love my slip covers on my steelbooks. They have a slip cover that's on this release. And it's very cool. It's hard to take off with one hand a little bit because it's so big and massive. But here is the box set itself. It's got Jack Dawson and Rose, and it's just nice. I wish they would have put something on the back, not gonna lie, but the type of material that this box is made out of, it's so nice, hard cardboard, but it's got that nice like glossy sheen on it. It feels very high quality, like even higher quality than what like Arrow Video's box sets use. That's like my standard. Like, you got to be here. If you're not up to Arrow Video, why am I even bothering with you? And this stuff is good. Mike just got a steelbook of Saul 10. I don't know what Saul 10 is. I know what Better Call Saul is. Is Iowa going to score in the first or second half? I hope they score against Michigan. Yikes. There's two different parts of this little collection right here. Get out of there. Okay, the first one, we got a nice coffee table book. Very, very cool. And there's some very high res images in this sucker. And I like how, well, this one's a collage. There's more on proper pages. The majority of the pages go like this. They have like a breakdown of a scene. I hope I don't get like the kiss me like one of your French girl or draw me like one of your French girls things. I'm glad I didn't. Carry on, don't mind us. And it goes into like what the blueprint storyboard was to like what the final scene actually looked like. I really enjoy that. And in the back of this sucker is where the discs are housed. There's the 4K right there of the movie and the Blu-ray with all the special features. And there's over 5 hours of special features on this sucker. Very excited about that. This quality also, it's even a better, nice, glossy quality matte finish like the box has here. A little bit more superior than the box, which is nice to see. But then you slide out this sucker. There are so many goodies in here, and I don't know if I want to open it. I'm a man handler of my movies. I tried to be so delicate with this, and I've already freaking ripped it. I'm not going to show that off in the proper unboxing, but I ripped it opening it up. I'll probably rip it opening it up again because I feel like it's already starting to like snug and snag right there, and I don't like it. There we go. Got to use two hands on this sucker. We open it up. Deja Viewed Films, yes, you're the one that wanted an unboxing of this. Live, here it is. There's a lot of cool replicas in this sucker. There's a couple replica notes. Where's the second note? Here's one of the notes. I think this one is from Jack DeRose, if I remember correctly. And there's another replica. I'll just go one by one so it's easier for me. There are like 3 different types of menus that are in here. A first class, a second class, and a third class menu. Kind of a bizarre choice for a nice physical goodie extra, but I'm here for it. Whatever. Then we have like a replica ticket from the Titanic. I love when my physical media has physical goodies. So even though these are just like pieces of paper, I like the notes. I like the replica notes a lot. That does a lot for me. They also have, I knew what this was at one point. A contract ticket. That's what it is. Had to read that. Oh, here's the second note. Yeah, I put these in from smallest to biggest. That's it. Here's the replica note from what's his face. I can't even remember the actor's name. That's terrible. Not Leo. The other person. Billy Zane. From Billy Zane to Rose. And then 2 more things in here. We have an entire like sheet music for My Heart Will Go On. Kind of cool. I'm never going to use this, but it is cool. And in the video, I did sing My Heart Will Go On, like a 5-second snippet. That song still slaps hard, does it not? Oh my God, this is amazing in that Paramount release. Yes, it is a Paramount release. This comes out on the 5th. And then it also, last thing that it comes included with is a nice like blueprint of the Titanic itself, more of like a detailed look at everything. I'll zoom in here to give you a better look. And this is on like the thickest cardboard out of anything on here, which is kind of nice. Yeah, a lot of nice extras. But if I'm being honest, if it just would have came with the notes, I would have been happy. And I do like the book. The book is very high quality. There was a 50th anniversary Godfather set that came out last year. I wasn't the biggest fan of that entire like way that was put together. This Titanic one for me is a bigger step up for sure. Oh no, I forgot to put the Jake Dawson note in here. Let's open this. I'm gonna rip it. I'm gonna rip this, guys. I swear to you. There. Okay. Again, 2 hands. It shouldn't be that delicate to actually like put everything in. Yeah, that also sounded a little dirty, but that's okay. It's Friday night. We're letting loose. We're cutting loose, people. Putting this back in the box. I'm gonna try to put things back as we go on because I have a lot. On my story, I kind of showed an overview of everything that I have been waiting to like make a video about. And it is like a hoarder's amount of stuff. Like I need to put this away stat so it doesn't look like I am a crazy collector, you know? I am, but that shouldn't be well known to everybody. I hide that well, okay? That's why I got the racks. Put this back on, slip that cover over, and there we go. Okay, 1 down. 1 big box set down. 2 more to go. The first one that I got a couple of weeks ago is probably like not my favorite. I like the other bigger one too, but Disney was nice enough to send me WandaVision in this very, very cool box. And normally when I get like sets like this, it comes in a cardboard box. Then you open up the cardboard box, and then there's a littler box like this. They just sent this to me. Like this WandaVision TV set was at my door. And this entire thing is just like a replica old school TV. Absolutely love to see that. I think I grabbed the majority of things back here. Inside of that set is this like hexagon framed picture of WandaVision. I actually have this hanging up in my storage area over there with my movies. I found a perfect like blank spot that I was looking to put something, and this fit in there like a glove. Danny has it going. So there's that. In the box, I think I left, there's like this presser just being like, the amazing WandaVision, it's available now. But I got it, I think, a week or 2 before it got released. So that's always cool to get. The best thing, and like one of the best things I've ever gotten in one of these press kits, I will use this a lot in the summertime. It's a Bluetooth AM FM radio, and it's MP3 player, that type of thing. I go to the drive-in quite a bit, and we have a decent radio, but it's just whatever. I can't wait to hook this up and actually like feel like I'm part of like the drive-in times, I guess. It's just very atmospheric, this thing. So that's a good. I think that was everything besides the steelbook. They also sent me the steelbook right here. Yeah, I'll show off the steelbook a little bit. I made a video on this, but if I'm going to show off everything, I'm going to show off everything, right? There's a bearded lady, a really short man, a boy with the lobster hands, and a really tall man. What are you talking about, Video Bird? My favorite day, Friday. Absolutely. My favorite day is probably Saturday, if I'm being honest. Should I do a video ranking all of the days as like a physical media collector? That might be fun. Let's see here. Sup Steelbook. It's been a while, but God, the Scott Pilgrim. Okay, I read that one. Let's go. Scott Pilgrim anime is good. Agreed. I'm currently rewatching Loki season 1 on my 4K discs before I start season 2. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I loved Loki season 1, and I haven't even touched season 2. I just think Marvel fatigue for me is hitting hard, unfortunately. And I watched I didn't watch Secret Invasions. I watched like the first episode and a half, and I was like, this is not good. And I just haven't been to anything ever since. I didn't watch the Marvels. It's the first Marvel movie I didn't really go to in theaters in forever. I can't even remember the last one I didn't see. I've never seen Titanic. Is that bad? No. I mean, it's a long movie. I saw it because that's like, I was at the right age. I was like, what? Came out in 97. So I was 8 years old. And a lot of the girls back then were like swanning over that little baby Leo DiCaprio. So no, it's okay if you haven't seen it. How's it going, John Doe Juggalo? Okay. WandaVision Steelbook right here. If I'm being honest, the Loki Steelbook kind of was a mid-ish release for me. I wanted to like it a lot more. This one, I'm happy to report, kind of fits the tone of the show a lot more than what the Loki one did. This one's in contentions for top 10 Steelbooks of the year. I always make a video of my top 10 Steelbooks of the year. I'm trying. It's December now. It's December now. So I'm trying to like start making a rough draft list, at least looking at all the releases and going over the ones that I liked. This one's in the mix. This one's definitely in the mix. I love the artwork that's on here. The back, I love the 1950s aesthetic being ripped, like the reality being ripped apart like it is in the show. On the inside, I have Blu-ray discs, and then I have 4Ks underneath it. Normally, it only comes with a Blu-ray or a 4K. Disney sent me both this care package and a 4K Steelbook. The 4K Steelbook, the only Steelbook I've ever gotten in the mail that was literally torn in half. The spine just got destroyed. And there's nothing I could do with the Steelbook. So I just decided to put both discs in here. This first Blu-ray kind of pops out from time to time, but I'm never going to watch the Blu-ray. The only reason I'm keeping the Blu-ray is because it has cool, different artwork on the discs, and I like that. And then it came with some character cards, too. If you want to see those, you can see the unboxing video. But they are really cool. And there's a spoiler for, like, the last episode of the series in these cards. I thought that was a bold choice. But, yeah, the inside artwork, too. There's stuff in the way, but it looks like this. It looks like the 90s 2000s version, that Malcolm in the Middle aesthetic, which I love that show. So that was also a nice touch when I finally saw the show. Okay, I'm not going to put this in the protector right now. That would take too long. Let's just keep on going and rolling. One more box set, right? The big box set. I feel like I'm speed running through this. I need to breathe. I need to like read comments and everything. Be with the people. I'm not just doing this for nobody. Can I come up in the guest box so I can describe the plot? No, don't do that. We don't want to describe anything. How is the transfer? I haven't seen the 4K transfer yet, man. Perfect timing to arrive. Yes, agreed. You just got the Steelbook for Saul 10. We already talked about this. How many times have you had to move with your movie collection? Twice. And my collection from the first time to the second time grew, and I don't want to move with this. I really don't want to move with this. If I move with this, the second time that I moved from like house to house, I had 8-9 tubs worth of movies. And now I think that number would easily be 20 tubs. I probably have 20 tubs worth of movies with everything included. I have a lot of VHS now, and those take up a lot of space. So I don't want to move. I have no intentions of moving anytime soon. Thank God. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. As long as you don't have any Star Wars, then we can be friends. I have Star Wars, but I don't have it like in the main set. I have it just like grouped together in like its own little island over there. I'm Star Warsed out too, if I'm being honest. I didn't finish Mandalorian season 3, and I loved 1 and 2. I'm just there's so much content right now. I feel like I'm doing homework just to keep up with all of it, and I don't like doing that. There's too much stuff out there. I need to breathe every now and again. Okay. I think we have one over here. Do I have VHS 85 on 4K? Not 4K, but I did see that Walmart is getting a triple pack steelbook of VHS 95, 85, and 99. It looks okay. I just watched all 3 of those movies in October. I don't know if I'm going to pick this up or not, but it's a cool looking steelbook, and I liked all 3 of those movies enough to probably have them in the collection for sure. Justin, thank you for the follow over here on TikTok. If you're watching this and have TikTok and aren't following me over there, I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers by the end of the year. I'm at like 96 now. I'm coming very, very, very close. We'll see if I hit it. Who the heck knows? What's my favorite Lionsgate steelbook I have? That's tough because Lionsgate knocks it out of the park, man. La La Land comes to mind. American Psycho comes to mind. Reservoir Dogs comes to mind. Terminator 2 comes to mind. They have a lot of good ones. I should probably make that someday too, like a top 10 Lionsgate steelbooks. I have the majority of them. I think I'm missing like 2 or 3, but they're all very good. What's up, Ken? How's it going? Hey, Ken. Hey, John. All the haze in the chat. Love to see it. Love to see it. How long have I been collecting for? I've been collecting steelbooks since 2013. Collecting Blu-rays since like the format started in like 2008. I guess 2008 is when I started big on them. Did I buy the recent Twilight Saga steelbook set? I'm not a Twilight fan at all. I like the set. I like the way that looks. Similar to the Hunger Games set, but I'm okay if I don't own Twilight in my collection. Are my comments filtered? What the heck? They're not filtered. Do I have the Leprechaun Blu-ray steelbook set from Walmart? Saw Blu-ray steelbook set. I have the older set. I have the one that's mostly black with the leprechaun in the middle. The newer set that they have with like the grind housey artwork on it, I like a lot better for sure. But let's get to this last box set, and I need to scoot back and go out of frame for a second because this sucker is huge. This sucker is frickin-normous, and I love it. Oh god. Ugh. Let's see if I can hold it up here. Of course the paper would fall over. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Let's show it off to the camera. I've already made a video on this too, but this is the ALF Super Duper Ultra Shout Factory exclusive edition. I gotta get this off. I gotta just like pick it up one by one because that was a struggle picking that up. I will gladly show you all of its contents one by one. First off, we got the star of the show, ALF, the complete series, deluxe edition. Unfortunately, this is only out on DVD. I wish it was Blu-ray, but the whole thing just got released on DVD. I love ALF, and I haven't watched enough of it. As a kid, this would randomly pop up on Nick at Night, and it was different than the other Nick at Night stuff. A lot of the Nick at Night stuff when I was a kid, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. But then I saw a puppet pop up, and I was intrigued, of course. And yeah, good stuff. Highly recommend ALF. I want to say this is on sale at Walmart currently right now, which is very cool to see Shout Factory stuff at Walmart. We're getting steelbooks. We're getting Shout Factory releases. Happy days. Happy days for me, at least. Let's see here. The next thing I'll show off, the next biggest thing, an ALF lunchbox. Come on. I never had a cool plastic lunchbox like this when I was a kid. So having one finally with the cool artwork that's in here, absolutely love. It also came with a nice ALF sticker. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. I could probably just put it up. I have a nice sticker collection on my in my storage room. I don't know if this is like storage worthy. I feel like it's too nice to be on storage. It also came, they have to call them milk caps, but they're Pogs. I played a ton of Pogs back in the day, back in elementary school days. There's 3 of them in here. No slammer though. I would have liked an ALF slammer, that's for sure. So let's put that sucker back. Next up, I got to put this upstairs. I finally am glad that I'm able to show this off. This is ALF 7-inch vinyl. Very, very, very cool. I'm a big vinyl guy. I don't really share that too often over on these parts, but I love listening to vinyl. The Christmas season is here. I'm going to be putting on a lot of stuff. We have like a Christmas section in our house on the vinyl stuff. Here's what the 7-inch looks like. I'm a sucker for colored pressings, especially ones with like splats of something else in there too. I don't know what it is. I just absolutely adore it. Alf, 7-inch vinyl. I'm definitely putting this one back. I don't want this to get ruined by all of like the moving around that I have. See, that wasn't that bad. Next, let's do. I'm a pin guy. I'm an enamel pin freak. So this is my first actual box set from like a Shout Factory, Scream Factory release. And this box is ridiculously like tight on. Give it. Oh, there we go. Okay. These pins are very high quality, which is nice. I know a lot of people do not care about enamel pins. If you see right there we go. It's mirrored on my hand. Sorry. If you see right there, those are all movie related enamel pins. I can't put any of these up. This is a TV show. I'm very strict on where I put movie pins over there just because I'm running out of space. But I do have another pin board in my VHS room. With Alf, it would make sense to put that in that room with the aesthetic and everything. I don't know. I like these pins quite a bit. I'll give you a nice zoom in. I don't think I've done that yet. Nice zoom in for the TikTok folk. There it is. And then there's 2 more things in this set, and then I'll start reading comments again. The first one I'll show off. Honestly, I don't have a use for this. So when I saw that this came with an actual like replica of the Planet Melmac, one person came to mind, and that was Planet CHH. I already reached out to him and pretty much told him, I'm going to send this to you, and I'm going to send the last thing to you, because I just don't have the space to display some of this stuff. The lunchbox, I'm keeping. The pins, I'm keeping. Planet Melmac, you can have. I don't want to like reopen that up. It's like it's nice in here, and I want to keep it nice for him. It's a rock. it's a rock in a glass case, but I really do think that he would enjoy it. So yeah, it's all his. And then I'm not a poster guy. There's not enough space in my house for posters. So yeah, here's an Alf poster that it came with as well. It looks cool enough. Just him hitting paint cans with the fish. I don't know. I'm not a big poster guy, but I think he might have room for some of this stuff somewhere. And if he doesn't, he can just keep the tube. He's got like a little Alf shrine, and I think at least this would fit nicely in that set. So I finally showed it off. I can finally send it your way. I don't know if you're watching this. You're probably not, but it's coming soon. Okay, those are the big box sets. Let's go to some of the comments here. Thank you, Justin, for following me. Appreciate that, man. Dang, you have a VHS room. Need to see that? I have done I've done not a tour, but I've done VHS related videos. If you want to see that, you can. Other lives that I like share of my collection, I also show that a lot. It's in the works of me starting. I'm going to start putting some of these movies in that room too. It's kind of like halfway taken up with video game stuff right now. I love video games. I just don't have enough time for them at the moment. I watch way more movies than I do play games. So I think I'm going to do something with the games. I might sell the games. I might put them in storage. I'm not sure. I want to keep the handheld stuff, but everything else in there, I want to put just all movie room. I just want a giant movie room. I've got too much stuff now and nowhere to put it. I need to just find a place to put it. It's going to go in there. So yeah, you'll see the VHS room more often. Sorry, that was very big-winded. Jonathan, thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate that. If you haven't liked or followed or subscribed on the YouTube thing or the TikTok thing, please do. Trying to grow all accounts. I love both of these worlds that I'm in right now. Very cool to see them both intertwine and read comments to both. But let's jump back in to YouTube. We seem to be the same age and about the same timeline in collecting Blu-rays, John Doe. I am almost mid-30s. I'm close to it. So yeah, I was in college like right when I started like collecting Blu-rays pretty hardcore. I only started collecting 5-6 months ago, and I have over 100 steelbooks. Wow, you are doing some damage. Hopefully you're hitting up hamiltonbook.com, get those cheap steelbooks. Hopefully you hit up Black Friday, Best Buy. They had a lot of steelbooks for sale. Yeah, very cool to see. I love steelbooks, and I'm glad I'm spreading the collecting bug onto you. I think I'm too young for Alf. What's it about? It's about a alien that crash lands and he lives with a family that takes him in, and it's just a family sitcom with a puppet, and it's the best. It's the best. It's officially December 1st here in my homeland. Home Alone, Silent and Violent Night. Here we go. Yes. I did. It's not out yet, but today I did have time and I filmed like my 5 favorite under the radar horror holiday movies. There's a few that I don't hear anybody talking about, so I can't wait to like start the discussion on some of those. I guess I'll drop them here. Why not? I don't have them with me right now, but one of them is Christmas Cruelty. It's a Norwegian film. Nobody talks about that, and it is messed up. The middle chunk is just like a hangout movie, but like the first 10 minutes and the last half hour of that movie, brutal. It's just a serial killer dressed up as Santa doing some damage. And it's a very odd movie, but I think it pops into my mind every now and again. Another one from that video, I mentioned 5. I'll do 2 on here. The next one, Better Watch Out. I didn't hear anything about this movie. And the ride that movie took me on, oh my God, it was intense. I don't even want to tell you what like genre of movie it's from. It's just, if you liked Home Alone, watch this. Because I think it is good. And it kind of evolves on the storyline that did, but takes a completely drastic turn. Yeah, that's all I'll say on that. That's all I'll say. Does the Disney Plus IMAX aspect ratio option for MCU movies make you hesitant to buy their Blu-rays 4Ks? No, not necessarily, because Disney Plus is getting very expensive. I jumped in day one. They had a very awesome bundle deal. For $150, you got Disney Plus for 3 years. I think math ended up being like less than $4 a month. And I jumped all over that. And now my bill is $15 a month. And I don't know if Disney Plus justifies that. I mean, my kids watch Bluey a lot, but right now they're watching more Paramount Plus with like Loud House and Nickelodeon shows than they are Disney. I'm really kind of wanting to just like get rid of Disney Plus, but I feel bad about it too. I don't know. Out of all the streaming services, I think Disney Plus would be the first one to go because my wife watches way too much Netflix true crime documentary crap. I cannot rip that Band-Aid off right now. Sir Jake, I need your help with next week's viewing. What is the greatest Christmas movie of all time, in my opinion? Dear God, what a loaded question. I don't know if I could do the greatest. Everybody has their own greatest. I guess I'll throw my hat in the ring of calling Die Hard a Christmas movie because it is. If you don't think it is, it's because you haven't seen it in a long time, because it's totally a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas. I know you can watch it when it's not Christmas, but every time you pop it in, it's set during Christmas. There's so much Christmas stuff. The guy, ho, 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 now I've got a machine gun. Like, it's Christmas-fied like crazy. Love the movie. That one might be my favorite. That one, my family and I just watched Elf today before they went to bed. And Elf is still like a solid movie for me. I watched the 4K. I don't know if there's something wrong with my TV. It never happens, but I didn't think the transfer to Elf looked that good, like at all. And like the lip sync was a little off too. We paused it like 10 minutes. It was playing just fine. We paused it because my daughter had to just run off and come back. But once we pressed play again for the second time, it just started. It was like not a second. It was like a quarter of a second off. Like you could tell the lips were not moving with the voice. Drove me nuts. Drove me absolutely nuts. And the picture was a little off too. I don't know. I think I've seen the Blu-ray too many times, and that's what my mind is used to. I'm not sure, man. I don't know. You watched George Lopez a lot when I was a kid. That was a little bit after my time. I was not a big George Lopez guy. Do I have Blad? I don't know what Blad is. You just rewatched Better Watch Out tonight on Tubi. Rented it on Redbox when it was released. Love it. It has the same 2 kids as The Visit. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I watched Better Watch Out 2 years ago, and I watched The Visit for the first time last year. Okay, I need to rewatch that, man. I need to rewatch that movie. Better Watch Out is so good. The Visit's good, too. They're both good. They're both good. Hey, Jake, I'm smelling what you're cooking. Thanks, Hawk. I get the Disney bundle with my cell bill. Only reason it wouldn't be the first to go. Yeah, that makes sense. The greatest Christmas film is Elf, in my opinion. Elf's a solid 4 out of 5. I watched it, but then I jumped right on here. I haven't done the Letterboxd review yet. That'll come after I do this. But that one's definitely in my top 5. I never watched A Christmas Story as a kid, but my wife, that's a yearly viewing on Christmas Day. I think that one's a little overrated, in my opinion. Violent Night was a fun one. Silent Night, Deadly Night is fun. Black Christmas might be in my top 5. Black Christmas is probably like the best horror holiday movie I've seen. It's just a solid slasher all the way through. Are you going to see Silent Night, and have you seen Passenger 57? Haven't seen Passenger 57. Want to see Silent Night, but I'm hearing very bad things about it. It's the first John Woo Hollywood released movie in 20 years. So I thought the action, like I thought he'd have something to prove in this movie. And I love the concept. Like the entire thing, or the majority of the thing, is silent. And because that's why it's called Silent Night. The dude loses his voice and goes on like a John Wick style rampage. Love that concept. From what I've heard, though, the action isn't that strong in the movie. And when you think of John Woo, that's what you think of. I will see it. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters. So I was all gung-ho about watching that in theaters. And then the reviews came out. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Ha ha ha. Now you're talking my childhood favorite McClane. Yes. Die Hard's a good. Yeah, right. You bought that shit? What are you talking about? What's your favorite Christmas movie that's not a made-up Christmas movie like Die Hard? I don't know. Ken, when's the last time you've seen Die Hard, man? Die Hard is 1,000% a Christmas movie. I don't even understand the argument. My wife argues with me that it's not a Christmas movie. I'm like, yeah, it's an action movie you can watch year-round. But if you watch it during Christmas, it fits right in. It fits like a glove. I just pounced on the Hulu Disney Black Friday deal. $3 a month for both combined. See, here's a secret. I'm bumming Hulu from a friend. Otherwise, I would have done that deal. I probably should have just done that deal anyway and just said, hey, I got my own Hulu now. Because I saw that Black Friday bundle. Was there one with ESPN Plus too, to have like all three for like $5 a month, $6 a month, something like that? I should have done that. I really should have. I binge rewatched all of Hawkeye in under 2 days. That's a good holiday one. Hawkeye, I low-key one of the better Disney Plus shows. I guess that's not a thing to brag about these days, but I really enjoyed Hawkeye when it came out, 2 years ago? Came out during Christmas. That's a fun Christmas watch. The service is so terrible and it kept crashing. That sucks. I hope Hawkeye, I know that wave 1 of their Disney Plus physical media releases will end with The Mandalorian season 1 and 2 this month. I hope wave 2 next December has Hawkeye in it. Out of like all of the other stuff that's stuck over there, it'd be great to have Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it would be great to have Hawkeye. Hello, Steelbook Obsessed. I just purchased the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook Scarface, the 4K one. That one looks good. I have 3 Steelbooks of Scarface, so I am good. I don't need to own that in 4K. It'd be nice, but I'm not dying to have it. What's up, Eli? I also love Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. You're a sucker for musicals. I did not like that movie too much. That one did not click with me. I think it might be because I watched it and did not realize it was going to be a musical, and then it was, and I'm like, I'm not in the right headspace for this. Silent Night, in my opinion, is very faithful to its title. Yeah, it definitely is. Laughing, Ken. Watch Die Hard this month. Do a video on it, or just talk to me about it, and let's talk about this. I will have a heated discussion, but not too heated. Guns will not be blazing; they will be in their holsters. A heated debate, a civil debate. How about that? I'm hoping Hawkeye comes out on 4K because after rewatching it, it's probably my favorite Disney Plus show. It's up there. I really do think WandaVision is my favorite. I think the ending it didn't shit the bed. It just didn't stick the landing as hard as the rest of the show. But every episode was its own different vehicle of a decade of television. I really like that. I really did. I want them to release a Moon Knight Steelbook. Yeah, that would be good. I think season 2 is still up in the air and they left it on a cliffhanger. Let's see what happens with that. Do you have Street Fighter in your collection with Van Damme? Yes. Mill Creek Entertainment came out with a very cool Steelbook for that. It was in my honorable mentions of Steelbook releases last year. It's a good. And yeah, Collector Movie Man. Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie. Okay. Discussion ended. What's my favorite animal movie? The Animal, Rob Schneider, obviously. Do I have Blade? I have all 3 on VHS. Can someone please recommend me an underrated film to watch? Please. Well, since you said please twice, especially December, snow on the ground, sports movie with snow, Eddie the Eagle. No one talks about Eddie the Eagle. It is so good, man. It's got Taron Egerton. It's got Hugh Jackman. It's got skiing. High jump skiing. Like it's got like Cool Runnings energy running through its veins. It's just so wholesome. It'll make you feel good. It's one of those just movies that feels like a comfort blanket anytime I watch it. It's a good. You like Christmas with the Cranks? I don't think I remember a single thing about that movie, if I'm being honest. Did I watch Oppenheimer? I did. I saw that in theaters. I have the 4K Steelbook. Is that in my stack? Did I fart? I still have like a I've got another stack of like 10 movies I could show off that weren't in that Scooby sandwich stack that I showed off earlier. That's maybe I'll grab those. I should probably let's start with the stack. I've been recorded for 35 minutes. I've only shown off the box sets. And I guess I collect VHS, a video I haven't put out yet. I'm still editing it. I got a VHS tape from Half Price Books on Small Business Saturday, Species 2. And it was very cheap. Normally their VHSs are like $5 and over. This one was $2.50 and they had like an extra 10% off. I have the first Species on VHS. I wanted to get the second. I guess all of these are going to be Half Price Books pickups. I started collecting Vestron video titles. I'm not collecting. I didn't have a lot. And then I did a podcast with Mel on my podcast, Boutique Talk, about Blood Diner. And I just like their releases. Normally, I'm not a big just like collecting all of the boutique labels in a line just because. But when I found this release for $8.99, I could not pass this up. If it's under $10, I will grab it for a blind buy. I've heard nothing about Earth Girls or Easy either. I think this came out earlier this year. If Ken's in here, I know you talked about it. Yeah, it's got a hell of a cast, though. It's got Jim Carrey, Gina Davis, Jeff Goldblum. So, yeah, I'm all in. An 80s, 90s comedy, more often than not, sign me up. I did not own this in my collection, Alita Battle Angel, and they had this in their clearance bin, a 4K for $4. I thought the movie was fine. I think I rated it like a 3 out of 5. But for $4, this comes with so many discs too. It comes with a 3D Blu-ray, a 4K Ultra HD, no digital code. All the discs have like their own separate artwork on it. There's the $4 sticker right there just to prove that I paid $4. For $4, totally, Alita Battle Angel, totally worth it. Okay, yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been a very, very long time since I've shown movies that studios have sent me. A Haunting in Venice. I'm trying to watch as many 2023 movies as I possibly can. It's going to be hard now with like holiday movies mixed in December, but this is one I want to watch before the end of the year. I didn't like Murder on the Orient Express. I thought that was very, very mid. And I didn't watch Death on the Nile because I didn't think the trailers looked great, and it looked a lot like Murder on the Orient Express. But I always liked the character that Kenneth Branagh portrayed here. Poirot, right? Yeah, that's his name. And when I saw that this is like a murder mystery and Tina Fey's in it, it just checked a lot of boxes, and I want to check this out for sure. And I don't know if you can see that. Disney right now, with their slipcovers, they are knocking it out of the park with their embossing. This one is crazy. If you've gotten your hands on this one, I gotta grab this stack because I got Indiana Jones in early, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. If you have got your hands on this one, you can see the embossing on that sucker on each and every character. If you thought that was good on this release, Indiana Jones even takes it up a level above that. Once I get through this stack, I'll grab that stack. Don't you worry. Blue Beetle? It looks okay. This is another one that came out this year that I feel like I should watch. I've ranked all of the DCEU movies. This is the last DCEU or the first one in the DCU or a mixture of both. What are they doing over there? I don't know. It looks fun enough. I will watch it. I don't know if I'll make time for it by the end of the year, but I'm intrigued. I am intrigued by that. Haunted Mansion, another Disney slipcover that's coming in hot. I like the rainbow prisms that are shining all over this sucker. It's got some nice embossing on the title. I heard mixed things about this. I tried to get my girls to watch this for Spooky Dookie season. I got it like with a week left before Halloween. They just didn't want to watch it. My oldest did. My youngest thought she'd be too scared. So we did not watch it. Maybe next year. I don't think I'll find time to watch this one by the end of the year either. This one I want to watch. This one I'm intrigued about. The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Again, on my podcast, I had Drew on for Movie Steals. We talked about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And this is kind of like a part of the Dracula story that really hasn't been told too much or told on film ever. So I'm intrigued by that concept. I've heard very okay things about it. It's pretty short if I remember correctly, and it doesn't say what's up with like having barely any descriptions on the back of your stuff anymore. I don't understand that. It doesn't even say. It's got to say. Okay, this is 2 hours. It's not short at all. I thought it was like 95 minutes. It's not. Quickly, we'll go over what I got at my secondhand store that's close to me, JCD and Hobby. Scary Movie 5. I've seen 1 through 4. I watched them all earlier this year. 5 is not streaming for free anywhere, and I was not going to pay like $4 to rent it. I'd rather pay $4 to buy it. And with a cinematic excellence like that frame with Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan right there, how could I say no? How could I say no at $4? I enjoyed 3 quite a bit. 4 was fine. 5 looks like it's its own fucking thing, and I'm all in for it, man. I am all in for it. Trespass. Joel Schumacher movie with Nicolas Cage and Nicole Kidman, and I have not seen this movie yet. It's been one that I've wanted to watch for the longest time, and I just haven't. I've never had it in the collection. I think it's streamed somewhere, and I just didn't pick it up or press the play button on the remote. At $4, I'll have it in the collection. I'll get to it at one time. This is a movie that I watched back when it came out. I enjoyed, and I haven't seen it since, and I've been kind of itching to, especially in the summertime. The Way Back. There's a guy over on TikTok called Peyton JB. This is like his favorite movie of all time, and the way he talks about this movie really made me want to rewatch this movie. Hell of a cast too. It's got Toni Collette. It's got Steve Carell. It's got Maya Rudolph. It's got Sam Rockwell. Who else is in this sucker? Allison Janney. Yeah, those are the main people. But yeah, a nice coming of age story. I'm always a sucker for movies like that. And the last one that I got from JCD and Hobby was a Steelbook. One that I didn't have that was at the right price. This was $12.99, and then you slash 15% off of that for Small Business Saturday ad that they had going on. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. I have a few of these animated DCEU movies. I've only seen one of them, and I liked it. So I'll get around to watching these at some point. One that I have that I want to watch next is Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. I love Batman Beyond, and I'm hoping the movie's good. If I'm being honest, Mask of the Phantasm, I wasn't the biggest fan of. I think the show is great. I think there's some amazing episodes of the show. The story in Mask of the Phantasm, meh. That's probably a very unpopular opinion, but that's where I'm going. Do I have a favorite Scream movie? Probably Scream 2 is my favorite. Will physical media come back? It's here. It didn't go anywhere. It's just harder to find. Even though Walmart is having a bigger steelbook section than ever. And yeah, I think the growth of physical media is going to be the hardest thing. I think social media is how physical media is going to grow at all. Just spreading the word through your screen to actually make you buy a machine to play movies and buy movies that play movies. I think with the next generation of video game consoles, a lot of them aren't going to come with disc players to begin with. So if that's the case, a lot of these stores like Best Buy was just like the first nail in the coffin of retail. Target has been slowly doing that. They barely have anything physical, or they have a lot of vinyls and a lot of books, but they don't have a lot of movies anymore. And their video game section's even shrinking too, man. Yeah, I think just word of mouth on the TikToks and YouTubes of the world is definitely what's going to grow the business, because it's not just going to be your random dad grabbing his favorite TV show to watch all the time. What do you do? I like the Santa Claus TV show. I don't. Do you have a favorite Scream movie? I already talked about that. That movie is good. Which one? Justice League? Do you go to conventions? No, but I want to. I live in Iowa and there's not a lot of conventions. Like the ones that are closest to me would either be in Chicago or Minneapolis, and that's like a 6-8 hour drive. Don't know if I can do that, man. It's I would have to make it an entire weekend to make it worth my time. And yeah, it's fun. There's a Des Moines one, there's a Des Moines Comic Con I've been to once. I had a good time. It's just not the same as like a bigger event, you know. You're gonna get the new Marvels on Blu-ray if it gets sent to me. I don't think I'm gonna buy the Marvels. Do I have House? Are you talking about like the 77 Japanese horror comedy? I don't, but that movie's absolutely insane, man. Let's go over to the YouTube side of things. Man, there's a few on here that I haven't gotten to. Daddy Oscar, hashtag Moon Knight. I was tempted to buy WandaVision, but personally I think $50 is a bit steep. Plus, I haven't seen it since it came out. 1000% agree. And I would not buy the Blu-ray. I would pay the extra $5 to get the 4K, because if you're going to get the Blu-ray, you might as well stream it, if I'm being honest. The 4K, from what I've heard, the picture is phenomenal. I have not popped it in myself to watch it. I've heard nothing but great things about it. And yeah, especially stuff that's streaming, I will own it on Blu-ray because I like to own it physically. But for your average person, I don't think it's enough of a reason to do it. Because if you have a good internet connection, the picture quality is pretty decent. But it's hard to do 4K content while streaming. So I think that's going to be the biggest proponent here on out. I think the way that like streaming is going to grow, I think 4K might get there sooner than what we're expecting. I probably think in the next 10 years we would have 4K content streaming pretty regularly. It just depends on if people want to pay a monthly price for that. I'm from the UK and I love Eddie the Eagle. It's great. Good. We got another Eddie the Eagle lover. Love to see it. I have a full video comparing Home Alone to Die Hard, locking them in as Christmas movies. I need to watch that, Huck. You should send that link my way and I will definitely check that out. I love both those movies. By the way, I thought I'd say that the Disney Plus Steelbooks come out with bogus 4K and Blu-rays, not separate steals for both. Yeah, Disney, they need to they need to tap into the physical media community a little bit better than what they have. I love that they had Prey, and I love that they restocked Prey relatively quickly. But if they really wanted to make the most out of the collectors, they would have came out with 2 different steelbooks. Kind of like what Best Buy and Walmart did for like the Meg 2 and Gran Turismo, just having different steelbook artwork on different formats. Yeah, I would have loved to see different artwork for all those shows, and the Disney freaks would have bought all of them for sure. I meant to say in the UK, I got you, man. Murder mystery with a touch of horror, hashtag Venice. That sounds great. That sounds like a fun time to me. I've heard great things about the Elf 4K, but now after what you said about it, I'm intrigued. We'll probably rewatch it tonight. Let me know. Let me know if like me, sometimes when I pause a movie, a 4K movie specifically, Blu-ray I've never had issue, but I've had one other time with a 4K. I paused it, came back to it. It's just wonky. And then that time I had to restart it, go back into it, played just fine. I probably could have done that with Elf 2. That's just kind of a pain in the ass, if I'm being honest. Smash that like button. Absolutely, Film Addiction. Thank you very much. If everybody would do that, that would be peachy keen with me. I think it would be a great idea if I keep asking your guests on Boutique Talk what their 4 favorite films are. I mean, you don't want to miss out on movies and it would be a small contribution. Yes, if you want to keep on throwing that question out there, I will ask my guests that every single time. On Wednesday next week, my guest will be Films at Home. We're going to be talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Second Sight Films. I watched the Dark Sky 4K transfer, and now I'm finally going to make my way onto the Second Sight. I've heard the transfer on Second Sight is a lot more bright and vibrant. When I watched the Dark Sky 4K, it was very like grimy grindhouse. That's what you kind of want with Texas Chainsaw. So I'm very curious to see how like the cleaned up version looks. Killing Joke is really good. Yes. I actually saw that one in theaters with friends. I read the book, the graphic novel, when I worked at a movie theater. There's like free time in between showings. I just crammed that entire thing in a shift. And I think I liked the book a lot more than the graphic novel, but because the movie added something, right? It added like a relationship to it, if I remember correctly. I remember that bugging me at the time. I'm gonna take a drink. Sorry. George Miller is a mastermind. Hashtag Furiosa. Yes, that. Sign me up for that. Um, Anna Taylor-Joy looks great. Chris Hemsworth looks. He's got a look that's different, and I am here for it. I'm hoping that since Sony has went with a detachable disc drive for PS5, it will be able to take our drive with us. I wouldn't get your hopes up whenever they release a new console. Xbox is pretty good at like supporting their older stuff. Sony really isn't, like with cross-platform stuff, especially like peripheral wise to hook up elsewhere. I hope the same thing too, but I'm nervous. I go to Entertain Mart for your movies more. Where do you live? I've heard of Entertain Mart. I don't have one around me. I don't even know if that's a US thing. Been volunteering at conventions since 2015. Yeah, I mean, I'm all in for like meeting celebrities. I've met a few just kind of out and about at bars and stuff when I've been on vacation and all that jazz. I don't need to get an autograph. I feel like autograph collecting for me, especially if I'm not there getting the autograph, I'm like, nah. I'd rather get the photo with the celebrity. I've done that a few times. Yeah, the autograph thing is just not for me, and I don't want to pay $100 just to talk to a guy that doesn't want to talk to me for 30 seconds. I don't know. It seems like because the convention I went to, the one that Des Moines had, there were like 3 people that weren't as big celebrity wise. Seemed like they wanted to be there. Everybody else seemed like they were there just to get paid. The one that comes to my mind is Billy D. Williams. He just seemed like he did not want to be there. He was getting teeth pulled as he was getting his like whole thing set up. I had a press badge when I went there, so I got there early. Just yeah, a lot of people just seemed like I'm in Des Moines. I can't say I blame them. I've trained myself to not pause a 4K disc almost always because of playback issues. Why is that though? Why? I feel like I'd love 4K. Like it's the best picture quality you can possibly get, and I've been awed quite a few times by transfers. But I should still be able to pause and not have a coin flip on if it's going to be shitty or not when I get back, because that doesn't make any sense. And that's not good for the future of physical media. If people buy a lot of stuff and then their stuff starts crapping out on them, if they have to take a crap, like that just, no. That for home entertainment, that's a step in the wrong direction for me. So John Doe, Juggalo, I 1,000% agree. An absolute honor. I got something you got some interesting questions in the bag too. Sweet. Glad to hear it, man. Have I got any of the first pressings of the Lionsgate steals? I only have first pressings. I don't have the second pressings of any of them. I've been lucky to be collecting steelbooks forever that I just have the first ones. I assume the disc has a hard time finding and holding its spot. That can't happen. That can't happen, you know? Huck, I saw you sent me the link to your video. Thank you very much, man. Do I have how? Okay, let's go. Where did I get this shirt? I bought it. I live in Iowa. Went to Iowa State for college. I can wear this at work, so I definitely wanted to rep. What box art do you like? Original poster artwork really goes a long way with me, or newly commissioned art, like what Lionsgate's doing with their steelbooks. That's the way to go to me. Hey yo, Mr. There Will Be Blood. That's me. What are you talking about? House, it's so crazy. You just got the Blu-ray and love it. It is a House 1977 is a crazy watch. I jumped into that sucker not knowing what I was getting myself into. I thought, oh hey, it's Criterion. It's a horror movie. Okay, this has got to be like amazing. And it was amazing in different ways. It's a movie unlike anything I've ever seen. I don't even want to like tell you what type of movie it is, because I want you to just be in as much shock as I was. Because that movie, within the first 20 minutes, you know what movie it is, and I was intrigued to see where it would go, and it just kept on going. Like my head kept on going like this, just turning and turning like a dog when he hears a loud noise. It was crazy. What video game movies do I like? Silent Hill is the first one that comes to mind. I played 1, 2, and 3 a lot. And I thought that movie did a pretty good job catching that atmospheric horror. And I liked the ending to that movie too. It's different, but it's good. Do I have Krampus? I do. I have a cool Blu-ray steelbook. It's on my wall. And then I also have the 4K, what's it called? Krampus, the naughty cut. That's it. The Scream Factory 4K that came out. That one looks good. What else? New to collecting steelbooks. What places and or websites do I recommend purchasing from? HamiltonBook.com for cheapo stuff. Walmart now has a steelbook section retail wise again, which is great to see. Groove.com has GRUV.com has a lot of deals on steels. Very nice. Those are the main three that I would start out with. It sucks I can't say Best Buy anymore. It really sucks. Do I know if steelbooks can fade from sunlight? I have all of mine in a basement that has no windows, so I can't tell you. The Polar Express, do I have it? Unfortunately. My kids love it. And this weekend, we're going to go to like a Polar Express on a real train where they'll see Santa. They're going to lose their minds. The animation on that movie, oh my God. Like, I wish that movie would get remade because the animation on the Polar Express is haunting in all the wrong ways. It's just so dated. Anytime Tom Hanks goes crazy in that movie, I absolutely hate it. The story's fine. It is what it is. Just the animation has aged like sour milk, man. Okay, I'll go back to... I've got a huge stack of stuff. We've been here an hour. Let's keep on going through the stack. This new one, I filmed a video for it a couple days ago. It's not out yet. It should be out this weekend, I think. The next few will... Actually, this one. I got a package from MVD. One of the ones that I got in it is a very cool, beefy box set that kind of took me for a surprise a little bit. 88 films came out with Long Arm of the Law, parts 1 and 2. And boy, howdy, folks, this set is nice. It's got a nice matte finish. This is very similar to an Arrow video box set. And I love seeing 88 films come out with stuff like this. I'll show off if it can come out. The one thing I will say about this box set, it's tight. It's really tight. Comes with, again, original artwork on both films, which is very cool. I want to say, yeah, it comes with a poster on each one, too. I didn't show that off on the video. I'll show that off on this one. Here is part 2. I have not seen these posters, so I'm hoping they're all right. Is it double-sided, too? And it's double-sided? Okay, 88 films. You doing it. There's the one for part 2. It also has reversible artwork that is just like this side of the poster. So that's kind of cool to see. Man, the smell of those new posters in these sets. It's like almost sawdusty a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know how the process is of making this stuff. It's just, you get a whiff, man. Here's the inside of number 1. This one comes with a booklet, which I'll never read, if I'm being honest. But I'll flip through it and look at the colorful pictures. But there's parts 1 and 2. I have quite a few 88 films releases, and I don't have any of them in a box like this. And I hope that they release more of these in the future. As a collector, I like big, beefy box sets like this. Okay, let's continue to go through some of them. I'll go through these fast. These are a couple of Film Movement DVDs that they just sent me. Before Now and Then, this is about a wife who makes besties with her husband's mistress. So that premise intrigued me enough to where I was like, okay, yeah, I'll check this one out. And then a documentary, Into the Weeds. The tagline for this: does the most widely used weed killer in the world cause cancer? I don't know, does it? I'm hooked. I'll watch. I'll find out. From Kino Lorber, Cohen Film Collective, Buster Keaton Collection Volume 5. I have not seen any Buster Keaton movies. I've seen a few Charlie Chaplin movies. I liked that. It's kind of not the same thing, but, you know, silent films, those are like the main 2 actors that I think of personally. A lot of like physical stunts. And I need to inform my film self. And anytime I get something like this, it's just like I need to watch it. I know it feels like homework, but it's good homework. It's homework that will do the film body good. You know what I'm saying? Um, this one is gonna stream on Amazon Prime, I think January. I think it's what it is. I watched the trailer for this. First, the cover. The cover is what really grabbed me. I'm like, what the hell is this? The fifth thoracic vertebra. Looks crazy. Watch the trailer for this. Had me hooked. I don't want to tell you anything about it. I just want you to watch the trailer and be like, what? It's about like a moldy spot in a carpet coming to life almost. It's really short. It's 65 minutes. Looks absolutely wild, dude. This is like one of the first ones I want to watch because this came out. It says 20. I thought it came out in 2023. I will watch that though. I'm very excited to. First off, this steelbook here. As soon as I picked it up, I'm like, what is included with this steelbook? Because this weighs 4 pounds, 3.5, 4 pounds, easy. It is Star Trek: Strange New World season 2, so that's kind of cool. But I opened it up. And the main thing that I'm like, oh, that's really cool. It comes with magnets. Like, here's what the steelbook actually looks like. It comes with a magnet to put on there. No main steelbook release comes with magnets. That's like set aside for premium steelbook stuff. I love seeing this with a Paramount release title. That's amazing. And something that isn't even included in the premiums, it doesn't even come with just one. There's a back, people. It comes with not only 2, not only 3, but 4 magnets. 4 magnets. I've not seen this show. I wish it was a show that I loved. I'm not a big Star Trek person, but I absolutely love this. And it also comes with a poster. And you might be like, oh, it's just a poster, whatever. I love the idea for a TV series to come out with a poster for like the spotlight episode. Spaceship Rhapsody. I listen to a lot of like current event news, like TV movie news podcasts. I know this is like a musical episode of the series that got a lot of high praise. And I love how, like, if that's their flagship episode of the season, come out with a poster of it that has different artwork than anywhere else on the release. Very, very cool stuff. Gotta take the magnet off to show you the actual steelbook. But here's the front cover. It looks sharp too, by the way. Front and back. I'm not going to take the discs out, but the inside just has a kind of collage of all the characters over there. Yeah, I'll put this back, but I was shocked. I asked for a review copy of this from Paramount, just thinking, oh, it's a steelbook. Oh, I love showing off steelbooks as much as I can. But normally I show a steelbook and I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's a steelbook. It's great. All of the added extra goodies that are in this sucker, I'm like, if you're a Star Trek fan, you need this. You will love this. If I love this and I am just a noob Star Trek fan, a person that loves this show needs to own this. Like that's how I felt. And you will feel like you are curling, like getting your weights in, getting your gains, because dear God, it's a hefty boy. Very, very cool to see. I'm gonna stop here because I saw Huck saying, as a Star Trek fan, you love that steelbook. It's great, dude. It's great. And it's a Paramount Plus TV show, but I've heard all of the Star Trek shows they're making, like Picard, Strange New World. There was another one I can't remember. The Lower Decks, the animated one. I've heard all of that stuff is great. Season 1 also has a steelbook of Strange New Worlds. I don't know. I really want to get my hands on season 1 now if it comes with like goody stuff like that. But yeah, I would highly recommend that to any Star Trek fan. I really would. What's my favorite TV show? Probably Breaking Bad. I'm definitely that type of guy. Wasn't a big Game of Thrones fan. I watched the first season. I thought it was pretty solid. Halfway through the second season, I'm like, why am I watching this? I feel like this is just dragging. So I stopped. I stopped after mid-season 2. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said that online, but I did. Better Call Saul is also very good. The Wire is phenomenal. Nurse Jackie. No one ever talks about Nurse Jackie. Great television there. Black Mirror, I love. The Boys right now is very, very solid. There's a lot of good right now. He just pre-ordered a few days ago the PlayStation 5 remake of Silent Hill 2. That's one, like, I don't play a lot of video games, and especially like the ones that I do, I play that are kid friendly because that's the time that I have to play it. I might take some movie and TV time away to play Silent Hill 2 remake. I've heard that I wanted to play the Resident Evil 4 remake because that's one of my favorite video games of all time. I've heard that remake is great. Silent Hill 2, man, is just like on a pedestal all on its own. It's phenomenal. And I kind of want to play the remake with like really nice graphics. Have I bought any 12 by 12 big package movies releases from the UK? You talking about like would the Film Vault releases count as that? Like the Apollo 13, Shawshank Redemption, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Jaws, like that type of set. Would that count? I have a few of those, and they're big boys. They are big boys. Have I made the video on the Apollo 13 Film Vault set? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I need to. That one just got. To be honest with you, I was halfway through editing that, and for some reason, all of my footage got erased. That's happened twice to me. And on both accounts, I did not go back, and I probably should have, and I just haven't. I need to. I really need to. Foreign films are one of your favorites. Oh, baby. Great box set. I'm guessing you're talking about that Long Arm of the Law. It's a good. FYI, everything fades in sunlight. Wouldn't be surprised. I worked at Hollywood Video in college, and there was one aisle that you just could not block from the sun because there was just like the wall was full of glass windows, and every single movie was getting sunlight on it 5-6 hours a day. You could tell those suckers were sunburned. There was nothing you could do to hide from that at all. We even like tinted the windows, and there's still nothing you can do on it. You have a recommendation for me. It was recommended to me thanks to a tweet by the living legend Hideo Kojima. Sona Time, Japanese film. Never heard of it. Kojima, man, though. Oh my god. He makes some crazy games. So I'd be down to see what that crazy movie's all about. You love that Steelbook? It's awesome. Yeah. Like I said, the only Star Trek I've seen is the Abrams stuff. I didn't even watch Star Trek Beyond. I should. The Justin Lin movie. I have every single Star Trek movie on 4K. I just need to make time. For me to like make time to have that big of a time commitment, I got to make it like a series on. I have to make videos of me watching and reviewing every single Star Trek video. I want to. It's just maybe January, February. Maybe once the new year starts, I could just Star Trek it up. We'll see. Hey everyone, season 1 doesn't have any goodies. Of Strange New Worlds. Well, that stinks. Because season 2, that blew me away, man. Yes, Lower Decks is one of the Star Trek shows my whole family watches. Nice, man. Good to hear. Movie Hunter. Oh no. Oh yeah, I'm guessing. Okay, I didn't realize that was you, Movie Hunter, who said that. Of course, Movie Hunter 2020 has every U.S. release steelbook. He would know. I heard of another show that ET has been edited to remove the guns. Yes, that was a while ago though. That was with wasn't that with the DVD release? They had the guns and they replaced them with walkie-talkies and flashlights, I think. Yeah, that edit's been around. That edit's been around more than what the original edit's been. That's like Star Wars edit bad, from what I've heard. I started watching Star Trek Picard. It was really good. You got to finish, or you got to get Paramount Plus back to finish it. That one's still like $8 a month. I get a lot of bang for my buck on Paramount Plus. I really do. I watch a lot of like local TV that way. The CBS affiliate that is around here is really solid. I like a lot of like MTV's The Challenge. That's a reality show that I get hooked on and that I've been watching for like 20 years now. So I watch every single piece of content that gets released in that series. I like Survivor. I like Big Brother. The Big Brother live feeds are included in there. Just, yeah, I get a lot of bang for my buck watching that. I love a good steelbook magnet. I do too. I would love to have more companies release magnets on their steelbooks. But I don't know how expensive that is to put that on there. So we'll see. What's good, gang? How are you doing? It's you, Joshua. New to collecting steelbook. Okay, we talked about that. Plus, they added Showtime to Paramount Plus. You got to pay extra. So they didn't add it. You can add it. How about that? I want to say with Showtime, it's $14.99 a month, and I'm not going to do that. What is going to happen to Steelbook since Best Buy is done? A lot of them are already getting moved over to Walmart. Walmart, the past few days, has had a lot of like older movie Steelbook announcements. I Know What You Did Last Summer is coming out from Mill Creek. What? Sony just had a 4K, and now they're doing. I want to say that Steelbook's going to be a 4K. It might just be a Blu-ray. We'll see. The VHS trilogy from Shudder that I already talked about, the 99, 94, and 85. It's getting like a triple feature box. It's very cool. There's a few out there. I'm very hopeful that Steelbooks will still be okay with Walmart retail wise, at least. Do I have Gifted? I don't. The Paramount logo, yes. It's funny me talking about Paramount with a Paramount hat on, but it's not just a Paramount hat. It's a Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 like Paramount logo. I love the play on their logo with like one of the stunts from the film. I'm a huge Mission Impossible fan too, so I've been wearing this hat quite a bit, just like out in public and stuff. Better Call Saul was your favorite. Better Call Saul is a good one. That last season of Better Call Saul, man. Good stuff. Brett, thank you for the follow. Well, that's a cool looking steel case. Yep, I agree. I hope they never get stuff like they get newer stuff like Furiosa. They will. They've had newer stuff. They oh god, they just had. Well, I talked about like the Blu-ray releases. They just had that Expendables 1 through 4 Mexi-Funk Steelbook. I mean, that has older movies in it, but it had the new one in it too. Okay, let's get to the little stack over here. Then I will grab the other stack over there because this. Should I just grab it now? I'll grab it now because this one actually has like some goods. This one's got the goods. The rest of this stack over here, almost dropped it. That was almost a disaster. Okay, let's start going through here. I just had a giveaway today, teaming up with MVD and Ronin Flicks. They sent me 2 different copies of these 2 movies. There's Something Out There. I thought I had the other movie in my hand. There's Something Out There, which sounds very fun and like not spoofy, but like knowing what genre of movie the movie is in. Very cool, very meta. Before like Wes Craven's New Nightmare even hit the scene. This is 1990. I don't know. It's a creature feature too. It's got like a little slug thing. And the poster that came with it referenced Aliens and The Thing. It's like, oh, here's their little cousin in this movie. So this one looks like a load of fun. And then The Lost, the quote on the box got me a modern day Last House on the Left. Sign me up for that. Yeah, I gave both of these away earlier to somebody over on TikTok. Cinephile Chris, I think was his name, something like that. So yeah, I do giveaways every now and again. I think I'm going to do another one here in a couple weeks, so stay tuned if everything lines up. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll be shipping those out on Monday. I also got this sucker in from Mill Creek. I wouldn't say I love this movie. I like this movie. I love this steelbook. Lords of Dogtown, people. This one is a stunner. I love how the metal, let's see here, the metal like right here and right there in the skateboard actually glisten metal when it's shined upon. It's just a very cool touch. It's crazy that this entire steelbook doesn't have Heath Ledger on it anywhere. His performance in here is great. But Emil Hirsch, right? Emil Hirsch, the character, not down there. Yeah, no, it is him. Him right here. He's the main lead in this movie. He's also very solid in this. I have never been a skateboarder, believe it or not, but the skateboarding culture I've always been a huge fan of. And while I like movies like mid-90s and the criminally underseen Minding the Gap, Lords of Dogtown is still a fun movie. And I do like this touch on this steelbook as well. He's skating towards the end of the pier, and on the inside, he's going off the pier. There's a story being told on the steelbook. It's very, very nice. Very cool added touch. Also a cool added touch. The disc is a skateboard wheel, and you can just kind of like spin it in here for days. I don't know. It's little things with me. There's a lot of cool little things on this. I'm a little bit bummed that Mill Creek didn't put a slipcover on this. They had a slipcover for The Thing. They had a slipcover for Street Fighter. I would have loved to see something on here that would have put it over the top for me. But as is, this is still very, very, very solid. How many varies can I say? Wow, I'm making a leaning tower of movies over here. Okay, this is the one. I took a picture of this when I got it last night, and a lot of you liked it. I think it has over like 300 likes now for Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. Saw this in theaters. I had a good enough time with it. I really did. I'm a sucker for the genre that this movie ends up becoming at the end. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but yeah, think of Dial of Destiny. That's it. Okay. This slipcover on here, dear Lord, is it just popping with nice texture pops on the title and the characters. It is just, I don't even know if I can get it that well. I can get it better on TikTok than I can on YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. Let's see if I can scan that a little better. I really can't. There's not a good light right here. But every single character is popping like crazy. Like when I look at it right now, the light is like right above my head. It's like, whoa. I can't get a good shot for you guys on YouTube. I'm very sorry. The video that I will be released on Sunday, Monday, it'll have better footage of this. The slipcover's phenomenal. But there's two pieces of content that are on the disc that really have me intrigued. First one, there is a 5-part documentary, which I'm always a fan of. My favorite special features are making of documentaries, outtakes. Like those are the two that I have to go to anytime they're on here. This one has the 5-part documentary, but it also has something that I've never heard of before. Right here, action adventure music. It includes an isolated score-only version of the film. I think that's very cool. I wouldn't want that for every movie, but for a movie that is the last movie that John Williams will ever score, if you just want to mute the dialogue and just pump up the volume on the score, yep, that sounds like a good time to me. That sounds like a way that I would actually rewatch this movie. Take out all the silly plot. Let's just have nice, fun images and amazing music, because the score here is very good. Let's see here. Let's go through some comments, and then I'll have 10 movies left. Let's do comments and then movies and then comments, and then let's get out of here, people. Okay, it's Friday night. Go crazy. What's your favorite movie that is set in the UK? I'm not going to give you a good answer off the top of my head. First one that I can think of is probably Shaun of the Dead. That's pretty solid, but I would need to do research. But that's my go-to right now. The Silent Night Lionsgate Steelbook looks great. I haven't seen images of it. Is it good? Okay. Does it have a slip? I'm assuming it does. I'm intrigued. I need to see this. Okay. I'm picking that up on Tuesday at Best Buy. Silent Night's not coming out on Tuesday. What are you talking about? My favorite special features are deleted scenes and the extended scenes. I like that at times, but I'm always a sucker for like, how did this get made? And you're going to show me a backstage look? Yes, I will always look at that. Always and forever. Do I have Duel? I have Duel on VHS. There was just a 4K steelbook that came out from groove.com, and I didn't get it because I thought when I watched the movie on VHS, it was just okay. Just a very basic man versus machine type movie, I guess. I hope they get newer stuff like Furiosa. They will, for sure. What's my favorite horror movie? My favorite horror movie is my favorite movie of all time, and that is John Carpenter's The Thing. You sound like a mix of Seth Rogen and Armie Hammer. Is that a good thing? I've been told by multiple people that I need to start either doing audiobooks. I do a podcast. That's good enough. My dream job, even just to get a gig, would to be a voice of a cartoon character. I've had that dream ever since I was 8 years old. I would love to do that at some point in my life. I just don't know how to even get started. I feel like you need to know somebody to even get your foot in the door at some of these places. And the majority of people that voice cartoon characters are actors now and like famous people. So I'm screwed. I'm screwed. Do I have a VHS player? I have 3 VHS players. I have one that has an HDMI hookup built into it. It's like a DVD VHS combo recorder player, and the HDMI actually works with the VHS. So I have that one hooked up to my OLED. It looks pretty good for a VHS. I have another combo player in my office that I like to pop stuff on while I'm working. And then I have a third that's hooked up, or it's attached to a tube TV. And that's just anytime you turn on a tube TV and it makes that like static hum. Oh, just a comfort blanket, man. It's so good. And then just like if you're in a dark room and the blue haze of that picture just pops on until you pop a movie in, that was too much of my childhood, man. I sound like an old man at this point, but that is yeah, that's a good memory for me. Do I like Ralph Bakshi movies? Do I own any? You would need to tell me some. Off the top of my head, I could not tell you. I've heard of the name, but I could not tell you like any movies that he's done. Have I seen the Beatles Get Back documentary? I have. The Disney Plus, Peter Jackson. I've only seen 2/3 of it. It got broken. It's like a 6-hour documentary, right? I've seen the first 2 parts. I haven't seen where they actually like play the Get Back on top of the roof. I need to. It's just time, man. time. Is it true that Best Buy is done with physical media? Yeah. And it's sad. I think the last Steelbook I'm going to buy is on Tuesday. It's going to be Point Break. I haven't pre-ordered it yet because I'm just like, this is it? I want to find it in store, but I also want to make sure I have it. It's sad, man. The past couple times I've been there, I'm just like, this is going to go away. I don't like it. I really don't. Sometimes I just like going into Best Buy just to look at what they have and just be surrounded by the stuff. Even if I don't get anything, it's always nice to look. And now it's going to go away. I know that they have, I want to say from what I've heard from some people in the know, they will have movies until like late January, early February, and then rip, they gone. And I don't think there's going to be any sales. I don't think that they're going to have like clearance. Okay, we're done with this stuff sales. I want to say that their overflow stock is just going to go to other stores. I've seen on Walmart.com images of like, I think Groove.com was selling Howard the Duck for one of their sales. And the picture that they had a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook sticker on it. I think it's just going to happen everywhere. They're just going to sell off the surplus of their inventory. It's going to be so sad. I don't like it. Completely gone by March is what Jody says. I could definitely see it. What's my favorite documentation? The Declaration of Independence. I wish I could get all the Lionsgate steals. They're gorgeous. They are. They're very, very good. Some of the best in the game, for sure. But you've got Best Buy now, right? Yeah, I know. I should just go as much as possible, but I'm still just like pouting. I guess I'm pouting about it. Hi, how's it going, man? Sorry, man. Walmart. I'm from New Zealand. Yeah, Walmart still has them. Walmart will continue to have them. It's just Best Buy that's going away. Unfortunately, did I see Stop Making Sense in theaters this year? I didn't. Is that the Talking Heads doc? I think that's what it is. I've heard good things about it. That's the one that you're talking about. But okay, let's go to the stack of movies. Then I'll go back to comments, and then we'll call it a day. How about that? Just got this one into. I'll show this one off Monday, Tuesday on a video. Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple on 4K. I have not seen this movie yet. There's a lot of blind spots in my Spielberg. I feel like I need to watch Schindler's List before I see The Color Purple. But I've heard good things about this, and they're making this into a musical this year. Don't know about that. But I literally don't know anything about this movie. I know Oprah's in it. That's all I know. Oprah's in this movie. Looks like there's a lot of good people, good actors that are in this movie. I need to watch it. One of these days. If you listen to my last episode of Boutique Talk I had with movies with Ryan, we talked about our pickups from the Criterion Collection. So I'll just briefly show them off. If you want like a more in-depth conversation on them, go over there. Finally picked up Malcolm X, another blind spot for me. But when I buy movies, especially my Criterion collection, and there's a lot of directors I already have in there, I want to add as much as possible. And I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about this movie. Finally need to just like see it. I need to watch it. And then one that I've seen before, but I haven't watched in a very long time. But again, a director that's in the collection a lot for me, Scorsese. Got Mean Streets. I know there's a second sight version that's coming out. The box set looks gorgeous. It's just that original poster artwork, and I love that in that set. I like this one too, though. I like the cover art they used on this one as well. And I don't know. I saw it impulse buy, if you will. There's only a sale 2 times a year, 2 months out of the year. I wanted it. I'm gonna watch it before the next sale too. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let me take a drink first, and then I'll show you like the big hopper while I'm getting the drink so you can drool over it a little bit. Because I was not expecting to get this steelbook. I tried. I tried numerous times. I was checking on Best Buy so often to hope that this would go back in stock. It never did. It sold out in like what? An hour and a half online? I got hooked up with this. I am not even going to lie to you. One of the studio people sent this to me. And I was shocked that I got it because I did not think I was. Nobody told me anything. I just got it sent to me with a note. And I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked to see this. I'm going to show it again, even though I've shown it in that video. I didn't know until I got this in my hands that the title is debossed, and it looks phenomenal. There's a good shot of Oppenheimer. And there's 2 different versions of the steelbook. There's the one the US got, which is this one, and then there's one the UK got, which is like him looking through like the glass panel at the explosion. I like the design of this one a lot. I just think that looks so clean. I think that looks absolutely sharp as all get out. And the inside is the image of what the other steelbook is. I won't even show you. You can kind of see. It's just Cillian Murphy. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. That's what the steelbook looks like, version B, the UK version. And yeah, I love how each disc has its own different picture on it. That goes a long way in releases, in my opinion. It's just a strong looking steel from front to back, and I'm so happy that I have it. I put it in a Malco premium protector because I did not want anything to happen to this sucker. If you want protectors like this, or just like protectors in general, you can go over to their website, malcoprotectors.com. Use my discount code SteelbookObsessed to save 10% if you want to. You don't have to do that at all. I have just been lucky enough to work with them, and their stuff's great. I used to be the type of steelbook collector who only put the J card on there for protection, because I'm like, oh, that's enough. But when my shelves get crammed, the space also gets crammed. I don't want my stuff to get damaged, like, at all. So I love the side loader on this thing too. It's nice. It kind of makes me want to take the J card off so it could just show the entire steelbook. I still love collecting J cards and stuff. I don't know why. It's just habit at this point, I think. But yeah, there's that. Here's another one that got sent to me from Warner Brothers. This is a Blu-ray steelbook of The Meg 2: The Trench. I have heard very mid things about this, but I think the steelbook looks fun. This one and the 4K Best Buy exclusive both look great. I think both designs looked pretty dang fun. Poor doggo right there. And then I'll take the discs out and show you that poor Jason Statham is going to get eaten on the jet ski. That Meg, man, he's just got an appetite. He just wants to eat things. It's weird in 2023 to see a DVD mixed in with a Blu-ray in a steelbook. That's bizarre. To me, that's bizarre. Okay. We have 4 more movies left. I'm going to speed through all of these. These are some more MVD suckers that they just kind of threw in because we're like, hey, we need help promoting these. I'll help you. Here's Appleseed. Don't know anything about this. All of these come out December 12th. VCI Entertainment is the majority of these. One of these isn't, but the rest of them are. Appleseed, don't really know much about this at all. But there it is. Here's another one. Mary Pickford. Stella Maris. Don't know anything about this. This is the first one of this line that I have ever gotten. But I will say the spine looks slick. I do not believe that our Mary ever appeared to be better advantaged nor showed her wonderful power more than in this story of William J. Locke's. Consider Stella Maris the best from an artistic and finish standpoint that little Mary has ever done. Okay. This one, the next two, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Hail Caesar. I love these MVD Rewind collections, and the cast on this one looks crazy. Anthony Michael Hall, Robert Downey Jr., Samuel L. Jackson, and just Judd Nelson looking like he's got a shit-eating grin on his face. Samuel L. Jackson on there. Love that picture that they used on the back. Literally know nothing about this. But this movie is more up my speed. This is more like my type of genre than other movies I've shown today. This one looks fun though. This one looks fun. Horrors of the Black Museum, a nice old 60s. Is it 50s? 1959 horror movie. You got to be in the right mood to do this, but these type of movies that got released in this time period, they're their own vibe, and sometimes I'm in the mood to just watch a very cheesy horror film, and this looks like it fits the bill. But yeah, those are all the movies. Let's go over some of your comments one more time, and then we can get out of here. The Fablemans on Steelbook. I don't think it got a Steelbook, at least in the US. Where can I get the Steelbook of Oppenheimer? I did hear that they're restocking everything Oppenheimer in the US because Icon Edition is getting sold out everywhere. Just the normal 4K is getting sold out. So they are in the process of doing reprints as we speak. So hopefully very soon you can get your hands on it. You scored both the Oppenheimer Steel Edition from Fnac and the US. Shocked they're both still available there. So according to Jody, Steel Rays and 4Ks. Great guy to cover on Steelbooks as well. Go to fnac.com. They have some available. You might have to pay a little bit more for shipping overseas, but if you want your hands on that Oppenheimer, it is a very good. And the movie's great too. Did you get the Walmart exclusive of Oppenheimer? The Icon Edition? No, I didn't. But Icon Editions are fun. I will say. They're kind of scratching the itch of like the Diamond Lux Edition box sets that used to come out. Did I watch the new Scorsese movie Killers of the Flower Moon? I did. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's a 3.5 out of 5 movie for me. It's fine. While I think The Irishman's runtime was justified, Killers of the Flower Moon felt like you could chop 45 minutes off that sucker and you'd be completely fine. Like that movie just dragged. Like I saw it in movie theaters, thank God, because if I would have watched that at home, I probably would have fallen asleep 3 times and just like started where I stopped. That movie is long, long, and I don't know. There's so much you could have just like squished. You could have squished this time frame, even if it's 2.5 hours. I feel like that could have been done relatively easy. But Scorsese has earned to do whatever the hell he wants. So as long as he keeps on making movies, man, I will be happy. How's it going, 4K King? What's my favorite documentary movie? I like actually I do have an answer for that. It's in my top 4 of Letterboxd. That would be OJ Made in America, a ESPN 30 for 30 10-hour documentary about the man. The first episode is about his sports and everything else. The extra 8 hours is just about the man and all the crap he went through and how he was like a vessel for Black culture when he really didn't want to be, but they all just grasped onto him. And it's such a fascinating watch. I highly recommend it. And last I checked, because I bought it like 2 months ago, they had a nice, huge box set for OJ Made in America, Blu-ray for $10. That movie is totally worth $10. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it, man. Hoping studios sign with other retailers. Really hoping this isn't the beginning of the end for Steelbooks. What other retailers, man? Around here, what other retailers? That's my thing. I think from what I've heard, Walmart is going in 10 toes deep where Best Buy left off. They are trying to be that home. But I will say, like, if it doesn't work out relatively soon for them, like if they don't sell right away, they're probably going to go on to something else, which scares me. So I'm going to support as much as I can buying steelbooks from them. I love seeing the old catalog, new old catalog titles coming to there. Like the steelbook set that they have now, right now, with the amount of movies they have. Psycho Gorman Blu-ray steelbook, absolutely. Bone Tomahawk Blu-ray steelbook, absolutely love. Sure, they're Blu-rays and they're a little bit expensive. They're more expensive than what I'd like 25 bucks for a Blu-ray steelbook. I wish it was 20, but they're getting exclusive Scream Factory steelbooks. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey I watched a couple weeks ago. Is it good? No. Is it better than what I've heard? Yes. There's some fun to be had with that movie, I will say. And for $20, absolutely. During Black Friday week, I don't think it was part of the sale, but I saw that movie for $15. The Steelbook, totally worth that. Totally worth that. Ralph Banshee did Lord of the Rings, the animated. Fritz the Cat, Cool World, Cool Skin, Fire and Ice, Heavy Traffic. I've only seen Fritz the Cat. And off of that, I would say I'm not a fan. I'm not the biggest fan. But I've heard the Lord of the Rings one is pretty solid. Mean Streets, absolutely. Absolutely. Oppenheimer is very good. I think right now my favorite movie of the year. I think so. You're getting yours in 2 weeks, yeah. Where can I get? I already talked about that. Am I going to pick up the VHS triple feature announced at Walmart today? I've talked a little bit about that. I'm on the fence. Depends on how much it is. I haven't checked to see how much it is. Second half was better than the first half. You enjoyed the first Meg way more than Meg 2. That's kind of what I've heard, man. Do I have any silent films? I have a couple. One of like my top 100 movies ever, modern times. The majority of that is silent, and I think that movie still plays to modern audiences today. Highly recommend it. Like if you are scared to watch a black and white movie, if you're scared to watch a silent movie, this movie is fun. It'll grab your attention from the opening like transition that it has. It's once you see that, like, oh, okay, this movie has something to say, and I think what it has to say is pretty relevant still. And it's got Charlie Chaplin doing cocaine in the 30s. Like that shocked me when that happened. So that's all I'll say on the movie, but it's solid flick. I love 4K, but when I pause them, they don't look the same when okay, so I'm not the only one here. That's going to be bad for the format. Normally I don't pause it that often, but when you're watching a 4K movie with two kids, you're going to have to pause for something, for some reason. You posted Steels coming to Walmart. I did see those, but I didn't see the prices. I did see a lot of the Steelbooks that were coming out, Jody. And the majority of them I'm looking forward to. The ones I remember, I think I've already talked about earlier on the stream. You think Rebel Moon will get a physical release? It's Zack Snyder, so probably. I guess it depends on how it streams on Netflix first. Thoughts on the recent remake news for Shawshank Redemption? No way. They shouldn't touch that. I think that's a bad move. How about After Hours? Bought it. Haven't seen it. Doing a podcast about it with KB Loves Movies in January. Can't wait to watch. Can't wait to finally mark that one off the list. You don't think Steel is coming back? Only 4K slipcovers? I mean, Steelbooks are still here. They just have to keep on selling as well as what they have. I think collectors will definitely help that market stay as alive as what it is right now. Go Hawks. Go Clones. Hawks are going to get destroyed by Michigan tomorrow. And you know that. What black and white movies do I like? I don't really watch a lot of black and white movies. Like for some reason, every one that I watch has been pretty decent, but I feel like I'm doing homework whenever I watch them. So I'm terrible with that stuff. Go Clones. Absolutely. Okay, let's go over to YouTube and then let's call it a day, guys. Joshy has heard good things about Walmart all the way from New Zealand. That's word travels good. Good things? They're here. I guess for physical media, it's good. God, going into a Walmart these days, though, you never the crowd over at Walmart, at least in my neck of the woods, has gone downhill very, very quick, unfortunately. Most likely going to hit up Best Buy one more time this year before saying goodbye. Still hurts. I think the last time I'm going to go in is next week. Unless there's crazy sales, which I don't think there's going to be, and I don't know if there's going to be, but I think they're going to sell all of their surplus off to various retailers. I could be wrong. I was talking about Indiana Jones, that you're going to pick that up on Tuesday. Yeah. Malcolm X is a really good movie, but it's long. Yeah, I've heard it's long, but it's one that I just need to rip the Band-Aid off and finally watch. In the UK, your Best Buy is HMV. It's what I've heard. Yeah. I'm so sad you couldn't get the Oppenheimer Steelbook. It's coming back on restock. I don't know when that's going to be, but if I hear the news, I will keep you posted on my socials, probably on Instagram most. I'll probably just make a post about it in my story. So if you want to be up to date, as soon as I know, I'll let you know over there. Great show and tell. Thanks, Jake. Absolutely, Huck. I'm going to have Huck on my podcast in a couple of weeks. I don't know what we're talking about yet. We're still trying to figure that out, but it's going to be like the Christmas week episode. And whenever I think of Huck, I think of like warm, Jubilee-ish memories, or not memories, just he makes the heart warm. And I kind of wanted that in a holiday special almost. So I don't know what movie we're talking about, but it should be fun regardless. Am I going to see Napoleon in the theater or wait for the 4-hour Apple TV cut? I don't have any interest in watching Napoleon. I'm not the big Ridley Scott's great, but he also pumps movies out, man. I think he's made 4 movies in the past 4 years, and none of them have been that good. So more power to him. Just kind of keep those creative juices flowing. I just don't need to watch everything that comes out. If I had to get rid of one Scream film, which one would it be? Scream 3. Scream 3, probably. That's the weakest one by far. After this, you should check out the Silent Night Lionsgate Steelbook. Yes, I will. Absolutely. I knew it was getting a release. I just didn't know that the images are out now. So I will, I'll gladly look at that. Do I have any 90s cartoons like Popeye or Porky Pig? Stuff like that. Well, those aren't 90s, right? Those are like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I do have a lot of the older cartoons though. One thing that I have been doing with my kids, I got a Laserdisc player. I just picked up a lot of those old like Looney Tunes, Tex Avery, Tom and Jerry cartoons on Laserdisc, and we've been watching them on there because a Laserdisc holds like 8 episodes. The episodes are usually like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. It has enough to hold 8 of them before the disc has to get flipped. That's like the perfect amount of time to like marathon some of those and then go on with your day. If the Hawks win tomorrow, we need a Netflix special. If they win, I will be shocked. I want to say a buddy of mine is really into sports betting. And he told me that the over-under on the Hawkeyes scoring a touchdown by halftime was 0.5 point. If they score once, you win money, is more or less what they're saying. I've never seen that stat before. Damn shame Oppenheimer isn't on Peacock yet. It keeps getting pushed. If I'm a betting man, I bet it goes on Peacock around award season just to kind of push the hype train a little bit more. Okay, I think there's a couple more over here. This is a great stream, man. Thanks for keeping physical media alive, especially Steelbooks. I'm trying. I'm doing my very little part. I guess I'll say that. But this has been a fun stream. Hour 45 minutes almost. This is the longest stream, just me talking with you, that I've done. I want to do more of these in the future. Just November, December, always hectic. Always just, there's not a lot of free time. So I'm glad I cracked almost 2 hours for you guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to all the stuff that I do, you can follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all at Steelbook Obsessed. I put out 2 videos a day, 60 to 90, 15 seconds to 90 seconds, depending on how I feel or what I have to say about stuff. But if you like physical media, if you like movies, if you like news bits, Steelbook collecting, physical media of any kind, give me a follow on all those. And yeah, that'd be great. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.